we're going to talk about why we hold ourselves back. So if we jump on here, we have our little self and our big self. And the big self is that part of us that is connected to everything. That part of us that already knows that you are all you need to be, that you have all you need to have. And that part of you that, if you really let yourself step into the big self, you play a bigger game. You get to create the future that you keep saying that you want, but never seems to come about. It's the big self that acts without fear and is able to do the things that need to be done to create that version of the future for you. So before we get into how and why, I'd like you to close your eyes just for a moment. Trust me, it's only going to be a moment. Close your eyes. Take another deep breath in. Another breath all the way out. And picture yourself 5 years from now. Yourself when you've allowed yourself to do the things that you know you should do, or do the things that you know you could do. All those wonderful things that seem like it's just too much. And because it's too much, and because it's the unknown, you don't let yourself do them. So picture it. If everything has gone just how you hope that it will, where are you? Are you snuggled up on the couch, knowing that everything is going to be okay and everything is taken care of? Are you halfway around the world? Are you sitting on a beach, watching the waves roll in and roll out, watching the kids play in the water? Are you sitting on your balcony or on a seat looking out over Lake Como? Are you somewhere in New Zealand about to launch yourself out of a plane doing some skydiving, or just got off the ski lift and you're about to roll yourself down the hill? And what have you created between now and that version of you? Are you still working a 9 to 5, or have you created something a bit special, something that is a true reflection of what's important to you and the impact that you want to make in the world? Because there's no right or wrong here. Like, for a lot of people, keeping a steady job is the perfect thing to do, because then it allows them to do the other things that they want to do. And then for a bunch of us, it takes stepping out of your comfort zone and really being in charge of your own life and starting your own business, where you then work one-on-one with clients, or you teach the people that you know need your help how to do the things that you know what to do. It might be that you're employing an entire team, and that team is taking your mission on as their own and spreading that mission further and further out into the world. How has that come about? What are the things that you need to have done between now and then to make it happen? One of the things is that you are going to need to spend more time as the big self than of the little self. We know that we hold ourselves back so much, and we play it safe, and we avoid risk. And we do this because we have this layer, we have fear, which is part of our evolution. It's here to protect us. Like we were scared of tigers because if we ended up in some sort of conflict with a tiger, there was a really good chance that we were going to die. So fear kept us as part of the tribe. And it's one of these things it's hardwired into our very neurology to keep us safe. These days, we are safer than we have ever been. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are safer now in present time than we have ever been in any time of history. There's less famine, there's less violence, there's all the negative things are actually less than they have ever been. You wouldn't think so if you listened to the media, but this is the truth. We are in a much safer world than we've ever been, which means that our fear response, which is programmed to look for threats, it will see all the threats, it will pick it up, and we have such an amazing ability as a society and as a culture to have all of the news telling us all of the bad things and all the reasons why you should be staying home and staying scared. But we don't actually need that. Like I said, we're in the safest period of history. So our fear response that's here to keep us safe is on overdrive, but it's unwarranted. What we need to do, what we can do, is work our way through this fear, because there's no way to go over it or under it. You know the kids' book, we've got to go through it. There's no way over it, there's no way under it, we've got to go through it. Which means confronting your fears. And when you do confront your fears, it means we have to go through our comfort zone, right? It's unavoidable. We must go through the comfort zone. Which means that by very definition, there is going to be a period that we are uncomfortable. But guess what? The more you get used to being uncomfortable, the more comfortable you get with that feeling. And the more evidence you get in your own life that being uncomfortable and going through that fear doesn't actually cause you damage. So when we do confront that fear, we start taking these chances. We start stepping into the big version of yourself. The only version of you that can create that perfect vision of where you just went to 5 minutes ago. this evolution of yourself can only come about when you step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. And yeah, it's scary. It's very scary. But here's the other thing. If we look at quantum physics, all we are is energy. And we're just frequency. And that means that I am you, you and me, we're all just different frequencies. We're all just one mass of energy. And we're just different nodes of consciousness in that energy. Which sounds kind of big, and it is, but we can use that to our advantage. Because one fear, all fears are one fear. If you work on your biggest fear, your deepest fear, you actually end up working on all of your fears, because you get used to the idea that if I go through this fear, it's not so bad. And we all have layers of consciousness, all right? So let's move down here. We've got different layers of consciousness, and we've got our true selves, which is part of, the oneness out here. And then we've got our subconscious, which happens to, it's our driver that sits underneath all of the ego and decision making, which happens in here. And if we work on this area here, the subconscious, and we go in there and go, what is this deepest fear? And we minimize it. We go through it in an exercise where you confront that fear and you go through it and get comfortable with it, because you know that you're safe when you're doing it. It makes all the other fears so much smaller, which makes it a million times easier. Yep. Makes it a million times easier to make this movement and create that version of you. Now, you know the deal. If you're on YouTube, you should subscribe. Leave a comment if any part of this has resonated with you. If you're on Instagram, share this, tag it with someone in your life that you know needs to hear this. I know that this is a longer one, but share it with the people who you want to inspire, who you want along on your journey 5 years into the future, being the big self. Leave comments, ask questions. I will answer them all. And I will see you next time.